There's something standing quietly in front of your home. You might have chosen it years ago for its shade, its blooms, or just because it looked good in the nursery lot. But what if I told you, some trees, even the most beautiful ones, carry more than leaves and branches. They hold patterns. And some of those patterns block fortune, peace, and energy before they ever reach your front door. I'm not saying a tree alone can ruin your life, but the placement, the energy, the silent signals we build around our homes, they matter more than we think. Think about it. Your front yard isn't just a patch of grass. It's the first boundary between the outside world and your inner space. It's where energy gathers, where your day begins and ends, where guests pause before they knock. And yet many of us unknowingly plant trees that whisper the wrong message, ones that signal heaviness, loss, even decay. This isn't about superstition. It's about atmosphere, balance, and subtle friction. A cactus might be strong in the desert, but in front of a family home, its spines push away more than just animals. A willow may look poetic, but its drooping shape can weigh down the spirit of a space. Even a fig tree with its abundance of fruit might clutter more than it gives. Today, I want to show you 8 common trees you might see in any neighborhood across America that could be quietly disrupting your home's flow. We'll look at each one clearly, without fear or fluff, not to scare you, but to help you notice what you've walked past 100 times without realizing that what stands outside shapes what happens inside. Let's start at the roots. Part 1, Cactus, the spiky wall that keeps out fortune. There's one tree I want you to look at differently today, the cactus. Think about any cacti you've seen, sharp spines, strong silhouette, a survivor. In deserts, they endure. In a front yard, they may be erecting a silent barrier. You place that cactus near your front door, maybe you thought. It needs little care, it looks sculptural, it's modern. You don't expect it to block your prosperity. But here's the thing, that very structure, those spines, become a boundary. A boundary that says, don't come in, even to luck, to opportunity. From the moment you install a cactus in your entrance area, it begins to speak, not in words, but in tension. Anyone approaching senses a prickliness. Even your own steps near the door feel different. Subconsciously, your energy stiffens. The air doesn't feel as soft, the threshold doesn't feel welcoming. Cacti are amazing plants. They teach resilience. They store water, they endure heat, but they are designed to protect themselves with defense. In nature, that makes sense. In a home's threshold, that defense becomes resistance. Resistance to what? To flow, to light, to kindness, to fortune. They say energy follows the path of least resistance. A cactus says, not this way. You begin to walk patterns around it. You find yourself entering from side gates. You stumble more. You hesitate at your own front door. These are subtle signs, small detours in your life that add up. I once visited a family who complained, we feel stuck. Business slow, arguments rising, every repair leaks in the same spot. We walked past their front porch. There, right beside the entrance, was a tall barrel cactus. It looked striking, a centerpiece. But when I asked them, how often do you walk directly through that front gate? They paused. They'd been avoiding it. They weren't cursed. They weren't unlucky by fate. They had erected a cactus wall in their path. The plant they thought was decorative had become a guard, not welcoming, but gatekeeping. Now I'm not against cacti altogether. I simply ask, does every plant belong close to the door? No, some plants belong elsewhere, on patios, courtyards, interior corners, but not in the line of entry, because entry is sacred territory. It's where energy, daily life, blessings must pass. Imagine your home's entrance as a delicate string of light. You want it unbroken. A cactus is not a break in that string, it's a barrier, a line you must maneuver around. Every time you take a detour, the energy loses strength. Over months, over years, that loss shows, in health, in fatigue, and opportunities slipping by. Let me be clear, this is not superstition. It's sensitivity to environment. In American homes, we love clean lines, strong accents, sculptural statements. The cactus fits that aesthetic. But when we forget the invisible rhythm, we let aesthetics override harmony. You deserve a home where energy flows, where lights flicker softly, where each step through the front door feels like an invitation, not a negotiation. And so today, I challenge you, take a look at your entrance. Do Do you see cactus spines there, literally or metaphorically? Remove that barrier. If you feel something hold back, a subtle heaviness when you walk through the door, that may be your first signal. A cactus in the entry zone is a plant of defense. When we want to live, to invite love, to welcome fortune, defense is the wrong posture. So here's your call: inspect your front entrance. If a cactus stands guard too close, let it move. Let it guard a sunny window, a patio wall, a path you don't walk every day, but not your portal, because the path to fortune should be open, soft, fluid, not barred by thorns. Let the entrance feel like exhale, not like a test. And with that, we move to the next plant. But remember, where there is a cactus at your door, there is a silent wall you built. Let's dismantle it. Part 2, fern, the shade-loving plant that dims your home's energy. There's a plant many of us welcome without thinking twice. It feels familiar, soft, almost innocent. You've probably passed by one at a garden center, maybe even picked it because it looked full, green, and easy. Ferns don't make noise, they don't demand attention, and maybe that's where we go wrong. Because in a space that needs clarity, flow, and vitality, ferns bring something else: stillness, shade, and stagnation. Let me ask you this: what's the first thing you feel when you step into your home? Is it warmth, openness, or is there a low, hard-to-name weight, a quiet heaviness in the air, like something's pressing down but you can't quite see it? That sensation may not come from clutter or layout. It may come from a shadow at your door, a plant placed too close, doing too much in silence. Ferns love the shade. That's what makes them so resilient in damp, low-light spaces. They thrive in corners, behind buildings, under trees. But when you place a fern by your front entrance, you introduce something subtle but powerful, a curtain over your home's life force. What should be a place of entry becomes a place of absorption. Light stops. Air thickens, flow slows. It might seem dramatic to say a plant can do this, but think about it. Your entryway sets the tone for your entire house. It's the space that greets you after a long day. It's the portal that frames your first breath in the morning. And yet, when shaded by a plant built for damp, quiet corners, that space begins to take on the personality of the plant itself. Withdrawn, moist, still. Not open, not moving. I visited a woman in North Carolina who said, "I just feel like we're always tired, like no one wants to do anything." Her house was clean, her kids polite, the air fresh, but something felt off. I didn't say a word as we walked up her porch. She had two massive ferns hanging right at the doorway, blocking the light, swaying slightly in the breeze. When we entered, the hallway felt dim, not just visually, energetically. Something was sitting still. Ferns aren't evil, they're beautiful in their right place, but energy is like water. It needs movement. If you block the main flow at the point of entry, everything inside feels heavier. Conversations become shorter. Fatigue lingers longer. You can clean every room, repaint every wall, and still feel like your home isn't quite breathing, because the breath is held back right at the entrance. Let's make this simple. If your home is your body, then your front door is your mouth. It's where life comes in. And if you hang a damp cloth over that mouth, day in, day out, what happens? Your energy dulls, your spirit withdraws, your days blur. So no, it's not superstition to say ferns aren't made for front doors. It's a matter of harmony, of allowing your home to breathe brightly and fully. Ferns belong in shaded side gardens, in back patios, in bathrooms even, places where moisture is needed, where quiet is a gift. But your entrance, that space deserves light, movement, air, something rising, not curling in on itself. When you walk up to your front door, you should feel lifted, inspired. Even on your hardest days, that space should remind you that life still flows. But when you've shaded that path with a plant born in darkness, you welcome a mood that reflects its nature, softness that slowly becomes stagnation. You may have chosen a fern because you saw it in a magazine or on a neighbor's porch. You may have been drawn to how full and rich it looked. But the question is, what has the space felt like since? If you've noticed lower energy, less laughter, more mental fog, small miscommunications, don't rush to blame stress or weather. Sometimes the shift begins outside, quietly, with a plant that gently, sweetly says, stay still, stay heavy, stay hidden. So here's what I offer: take a look, step outside and see what greets you. If your porch feels shaded, your threshold closed in, and a fern hangs there soaking in the sun that should be shining into your home, consider moving it. Try a plant that lifts, something that reaches upward, that opens its arms, that says, "Welcome." Your entrance is not just for show, it's a message, a mirror. It reflects what you allow to flow toward you. If you dim that light at the very start, how much brightness ever makes it inside? A fern, for all its beauty, is a plant of pause. In the right spot, it brings peace, but peace at your entrance must be active, alive, not heavy and holding. You deserve a front door that invites, that glows, that gives. So maybe today it's just one small step, one plant moved to a better home, one shade lifted, one breath released. And when you do, don't be surprised if the air feels lighter, the light brighter, the welcome warmer. Because sometimes the smallest shift lets life rush back in. Part 3, Bombax, silk cotton tree. Fire on the branches, fire in the family. You walk up your driveway. You see those red flame like blossoms crowning a tall tree. You catch your breath. They look alive, bold, dramatic. But standing under them, you begin to sense tension. That tree isn't just ornament. It's sending a signal, electric, heated, unresolved. When you plant a Bombax, often called the silk cotton tree, in front of your home, you're placing fire at your threshold. Not literal fire, but the kind that smolders in relationships, stirs arguments, and magnifies friction. The blossoms are showy, but showiness near your doorway is a high-voltage message. Intensity, drama, heat. Energy spills fast, and so do emotions. You might have placed it because you loved how it looked. Vivid red, exotic, something to pause and admire. That's natural. But every home has its own emotional climate, and Bombax demands a climate you may not be prepared for. Imagine this: you bring a friend home. As you walk past that tree, their eyes lift to red petals above. But as you open your door, the air feels thinner, sharper. Conversations tend to rise in pitch. A small disagreement flicks into something harsher than it should. Everything feels magnified: your frustration, your sensitivity, your exhaustion. That's fire energy infusing your space. I met a couple in Texas. They'd been neighbors for a decade. He worked nights. She raised 2 kids. They loved that tree in their yard. "It gives us beauty," she said, but when we visited, every little thing seemed larger. Their arguments lasted longer. The children's voices sounded louder. Even meals felt tense, like tempers hovered too near the surface. I asked, "What's your comfort zone outside the house look like?" They admitted. Their living room is painted calm greens, their bedrooms soft neutrals. But then there's that Bombax blazing red outside. It's not just aesthetics, it's energy translation. Bombax sends intensity outward right at your entrance. It's saying, here stands greatness or crisis. That threshold becomes a kind of stage. What should be peaceful entry becomes charged space. In American homes, we prize balance. We want art, we want vibrancy, but we also want calm. We want places we can exhale. A tree like Bombax in front asks you to live on edge. It echoes in tone what lives inside. If there's underlying tension, financial stress, relationship weariness, that fire blossoms it all. Now maybe you don't feel it daily, but small flashes, anger over nothing, raising voices about trivial things, tension rising over chores, these are signals. The fire is being fueled because energy echoes what the environment already says. That tree blazing overhead calls for attention, and energy responds. What can you do? First, see it. Notice that red crown above your door. Ask, does this tree demand more than the calm, soft, stable life I seek? If your home is meant to be refuge, balance, a place to reset, then that fiery energy belongs elsewhere. Move the Bombax to a corner where its drama supports, maybe a far lawn, a view you look at, not a path you walk under every day. Second, soften the base. If you must keep it, surround its foot with softer green plants. Use grounding tones around your entry. But the ideal, don't force peace to negotiate with fire. Either your entrance is a valve or it's a spark zone. You deserve a valve. Third, enliven your entrance with cool energy, water features, gentle foliage, light textures. Let your doorway say, come in, be safe. Let that red bloom be distant, admired, not breathing in your home's lungs. Because homes in the US are more than structures, they are emotional cores. We bring our work stress, our relationship stories, our victories and wounds, and the threshold is where we shake off the external or carry it inside. A Bombax planted their turns that threshold into an amplifier. So today, I invite you, stand before your front door, look up, see red, listen inward. Do you feel a spark, a tension you can't name? That spark is not your doing, it is your environment echoing. You're not fighting your own emotion, you're reacting to what's been whispered into your space. If you feel it, shift it, move the tree, change the base. Let the red bloom fade into background drama, not foreground turbulence. Clear the way for soft, steady flow, because fortune, peace, love, they don't like performance. They come in when the door feels hospitable, not fiery. We'll move next to the weeping tree. But hold this in mind, sometimes the flashiest, most gorgeous thing in the yard may be the greatest fire burning your calm. Let's learn how to see and how to protect ourselves from it. Part 4, Weeping Willow, the tree that lowers spirits every morning. You wake up, step outside and see it, those long, graceful branches cascading down like green curtains. The weeping willow is poetic, soft, quiet. It sways gently, and in that moment you may feel pulled into its calm. But over time, something else begins to stir beneath that beauty. A heaviness, a subtle fog, a weight that doesn't go away. The weeping willow doesn't shout. It whispers. It doesn't block your path. It folds in around it. And if you plant it near your front entrance, it becomes more than decoration. It becomes a silent mood setter. For every morning, every return home, every goodbye, its shape curves downward, always down. That motion is not neutral. It teaches your space to lean inward, to quiet joy, to droop, not rise. Imagine this. Every time you walk outside, the first thing your eyes see is a tree bowing its head. Over time, that image etches into your spirit. It says, lower yourself, mute your voice, hold back. We often think environment is just background. But when the background keeps telling the same story, melancholy, retreat, stillness, we start to live it. I spoke with a mother in Oregon. I don't know why I feel so drained lately, she said. I love our yard, it's peaceful, it's green, but it feels like the air's too heavy sometimes. Her husband said the same. It's quiet, but not in a relaxing way, more like sad. Their front yard, dominated by a mature weeping willow that shaded the entire entrance. It blocked the morning sun, its branches brushed their cars, even their kids avoided running under it. The family wasn't unhappy, but their energy was dimmed, like the tree itself was pulling everything down slowly. In many cultures, the weeping willow symbolizes loss, mourning, parting. It grows near water, near graves, near quiet places where people sit with sorrow. That's not a myth, it's an emotional truth. The tree carries a kind of gravity, not just in shape, but in presence. And when placed near a home, it begins to influence how people move, feel, and relate. What's more, the willow rarely flowers. It bears no bright color, no fruit, no moment of bloom. It remains constant in its melancholy. And that consistency is what begins to dull the household's emotional tone. Without even realizing it, people grow quieter, more tired, less hopeful. In American homes, where we crave safety but also stimulation, where we balance peace with growth, a tree like this becomes a mismatch. It says, stay small, stay hidden, don't reach, don't burst forward. It's not that you'll immediately fall into sadness. It's more subtle. You'll start losing your spark. You'll go about your days like walking through fog, functional but uninspired. It's important to say the willow isn't a bad tree. It's breathtaking near a lake in a park, on a trail where solitude is healing. But near your front door, it sends the wrong message. It cloaks your light, it steals your movement, it introduces sorrow without reason. And in a world already heavy, we don't need beauty that weighs us down. So here's the turning point. Take a walk outside, stand in front of your home and look up. If a weeping willow shadows your door, ask yourself, has the air felt stagnant? Have you been more tired than usual? Are mornings harder? Do you find yourself craving more space, more breath? If the answer is yes, don't panic. You don't need to chop the tree. But you do need to shift the message, trim it back, open the canopy, bring in sunlight, or if you're ready, relocate it to the far edge of your yard, somewhere it can dance with wind and water, not stand between you and your energy source. And then replace it with something rising, something that greets you with upward motion, with hope. A tree that offers lightness, not longing. Because your home's entrance should lift you, not remind you of what's been lost. If you've been feeling disconnected, creatively blocked, emotionally dull, sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's the quiet, elegant sadness hanging right outside your door. And when you move that, everything inside begins to breathe again. Let's not underestimate how images shape our lives. What you see first thing each day sets your tone. The weeping willow may have offered shade, but shade without light becomes shadow, and a life lived under shadow begins to shrink. Your entrance should be a place of rising. Let the tree bow somewhere else. Let your spirit stand tall, because even the softest sadness, when placed in the wrong spot, becomes a weight you didn't choose. And you deserve to choose joy, to choose air, to choose trees that bloom, not mourn. And when that choice is made, even once, you'll notice mornings feel different. The light lands farther into the hallway, your breath gets deeper without effort, and suddenly your home starts lifting you again, instead of holding you down. Part 5. Parasol Tree Royal Symbol Heavy Burden. At first glance, the parasol tree is stunning. Upright, wide-canopied, noble. There's something majestic about it, almost ancient. Its silhouette feels ceremonial, like it's waiting for something sacred to happen beneath it. And for centuries, that symbolism stuck. In many traditions, the parasol tree was believed to attract divine energy. In myths, it's where phoenixes landed, where kings rested, where spiritual protection bloomed. Naturally, it feels like a blessing to plant one near your home. Who wouldn't want a tree tied to royalty and peace? But here's the truth no one tells you. Not every home is built to carry the energy of royalty. Not every threshold is meant for a throne. And when you plant a parasol tree near the entrance of an ordinary household, one filled with noise, kids, bills, daily stress, and ordinary beauty, it can quietly create imbalance. Because that tree isn't just symbolic, it's energetic, and its energy is stillness, gravity, solemnity. When that energy sits at the edge of your daily life, it starts to feel heavy. It asks the house to become what it's not. It holds an expectation, and you begin to feel it even if you don't understand why. I once visited a young couple in Georgia. They had planted a parasol tree years earlier, inspired by a spiritual blog. We wanted something protective, they said, and at first it was beautiful, but over time they felt a strange discomfort. It's like the house is too quiet, she said, but not the good kind of quiet. He added, there's this pressure we can't name, like we always need to keep things perfect, respectful, serious, even when it's just us. That was the tree speaking, not in words but in tone. The parasol tree gives off noble energy. That sounds lovely until you realize how unnatural it is for daily life. You come home tired, you kick off your shoes, your kids are laughing too loud. That royal energy doesn't embrace that chaos, it stiffens against it. Over time, it begins to make you feel like your life is never quite enough, that you should be quieter, calmer, more composed. And if you can't, the energy feels off. That's the burden, to live up to something that doesn't match who you are. Your home should meet you where you are, not where a mythical story says you should be. And that's the danger of placing something too high at your doorstep. It doesn't ground you. It lifts the space beyond what your rhythm can support. Some people begin to feel physically tired near it. Others report tension, miscommunication, a sense that nothing ever feels truly relaxed. It's easy to confuse nobility with positivity, but noble energy isn't always light. Sometimes it's dense, ceremonial, inflexible. A home, especially in America where life is fast, open, dynamic, needs softness at the threshold. The parasol tree offers stillness, but the kind of stillness that watches over temples, not kitchens. It stands best in places where energy is meant to pause, not pass through. So what can you do if you already have one? You don't need to cut it down, but consider the space around it. Is it the first thing guests see? Is it the only tree near your front path? Is it casting a wide, still shadow over your entry? If so, you might be inviting an energetic pressure you don't need. Try shifting its visual dominance. Plant softer greenery nearby. Use lighting to create warmth and openness. Reclaim the threshold as a place for movement, not reverence. And if you're considering planting one, ask yourself, does my home need more stillness or more flow? Is my family feeling centered or boxed in? Because a parasol tree doesn't just grow, it establishes presence. And presence isn't always peace. Sometimes it's weight. There's a saying in old folk wisdom, don't place a throne where you need a welcome mat. The parasol tree is a throne, beautiful, majestic, but rigid in energy. It's better suited to places of meditation, ceremony, or solitude, not front porches, school day mornings, or spontaneous laughter. Energy is personal. Your home should feel like your rhythm. If you're always adjusting yourself to match the tone of your own yard, something's off. And the correction isn't complicated, it's about listening to the space, to the tone, to how you feel every time you step outside or in. So if you've been feeling unreasonably weighed down, like you have to constantly keep it together or meet invisible standards, it might not be you. It might be what's been planted too close to your life. Your front yard doesn't need a crown, it needs connection. Your threshold doesn't need royalty, it needs rest. Plant what mirrors the life you want to grow, not the story you think you should be telling. Because peace isn't heavy, it's steady. Let your entrance reflect that. Let it hold you, not hover over you. Let your home be a space where you exhale, where the roots match your rhythm, where nothing noble stands between you and the softness you deserve to live in. Part 6. Fig tree, the illusion of wealth, the mess of reality. You walk past a fig tree in your yard, it's heavy with fruit. Green leaves shine, you think that's prosperity right there. But beneath that full canopy lies a quiet deception. The fig tree promises abundance, but abundance in your front yard often whispers chaos. From day one, a fig tree stands proud, it gives fruit. It feeds birds, it spills underfoot. It seems generous, profuse. You see talent and richness, but every gift it gives comes with a cost. Mess, overgrowth, dropped fruit, rotting residue. The ground beneath becomes sticky, crowded, sticky, and that mess over time defines the threshold. You chose it for its promise, but what it delivers is a mixture of good and overwhelming. It doesn't do just enough. It floods, it expands, it presses toward every edge. In a controlled garden that might work, but at a front door, it's a soft siege on your space. Think of your home like a canvas. You want focus, you want clarity, the path from street to door, light to shade, intention to welcome. A fig tree smudges that canvas. It constantly drops fruit. You sweep, you hose, you step carefully. Your entrance becomes a maintenance zone. You spend energy cleaning, avoiding, enduring. Every morning you pick up fallen figs. Every night you cuss a sticky walkway. Soon, your mind equates your doorstep not with arrival, but with exertion. I visited a homeowner in Florida who adored their fig tree. It's like having nature's gift, she said, but after a while she got tired. I'm always cleaning under it, the ants, the mess, it's too much. Their guests tiptoed around it. Children avoided walking below, she said. It feels less like a welcome now, more like a challenge. The fig tree had become an obstacle disguised as generosity. In American homes, we value convenience, ease, balance. We want a doorway that feels like an invitation, not a cleanup task. A fig tree tends to flip that. It demands intensiveness. It confuses boundaries. It floods every inch with its presence. But the deeper issue is symbolic. The fig tree tells a story. You are abundant, you overflow. That sounds wonderful, but what if your inner landscape is not ready for overflow? What if you need structure, breathing room, simplicity? The tree's external fecundity pushes against internal limits. There's friction when we're asked to live beyond what we can sustain. Over months, that friction becomes fatigue. That promise of plenty turns into pressure to maintain. You start resenting what once felt like richness. You come home thinking, I gave this tree my yard and now it gives me work. The fruit falls, the rot creeps. The energy smears, the line between outside and inside blurs, and that threshold you wanted sacred becomes muddled. So what's the solution? You don't have to remove the fig entirely if you truly love it, but you need boundaries. Set the tree back. Let the fruit fall where it doesn't cross your path. Use a raised planter or container. Trim aggressively, keep it small, contained. Do not let it dominate the facade. Let it live, but don't let it live in your doorway. And shift your energy there. Let your entrance be minimal. Let your walkway be clear. Let light penetrate, movement flow. The contrast between your interior calm and the tree's wildness should be framed, not mixed. Because your home, your threshold, is part of your inner map. When the weeds, mess, overflow, chaos start at your front yard, they echo within. The fig tree is not bad. It's just too unrestrained for a walk-in portal. It tells a generous story, but sometimes generosity must be tempered with grace, boundaries, and clarity. You deserve a threshold that feels like arrival, not effort. You deserve to feel wealth, not just in abundance, but in ease. Call it wisdom to let some trees live at a distance, to let others rise upward, not expand outward. You get to choose what kind of growth you want beside your door. So step outside. See that fig, see its fruit, its mess, its spill. Ask, does this enrich me or drain me? Let your answer guide you. Let your entrance reflect your limits, your peace, your flow, not the illusion of plenty, but the quality that stays steady underneath it all. Part 7. Bodhi tree sacred stillness doesn't belong in a noisy home. The Bodhi tree carries a story, a sacred one. It's where the Buddha was said to have reached enlightenment, beneath its wide, calm leaves, untouched by time, undisturbed by noise. That story alone makes it tempting to plant. Who wouldn't want wisdom, peace, stillness hovering near their home? Who wouldn't want the energy of a tree rooted in awakening? But the truth is simpler and quieter. The Bodhi tree is still, profoundly still. It's not made for the mess of daily life. And when placed near the front of a busy, modern home, its energy doesn't blend. It waits, it watches, and eventually it weighs. I met a family in Arizona who planted a young Bodhi tree beside their porch. They loved its shape, its history, its meaning. But as time passed, the family changed. Their home filled with movement, toddlers growing into teens, visitors coming and going, dogs barking, dinner clatter, evening TV, laughter, late-night work calls. It was a good home, a full life, but something never quite felt aligned. The mother said, I feel like we're always rushing, but there's this pressure to be quiet, respectful. I don't even know why. When I asked what greeted them at the door each day, she pointed. The Bodhi tree stood there, tall, unmoving, perfectly composed. That's when it clicked. The tree had become a silent mismatch, not because it was bad, but because it brought temple energy to a kitchen sink reality. It created a subtle dissonance. The house was active, the tree was sacred, and the space between them felt like a contradiction no one could explain. American homes are not monasteries. They're layered, vibrant, loud, imperfect. They echo with voices, coffee cups, school bags, shoes left by the door. That's not something to apologize for. That's life. And when you place a tree known for meditation and silence right at the entrance of that kind of life, you create tension between how things are and how they are supposed to feel. Over time, that tension becomes emotional static. You start asking questions that never come with peace. Am I doing enough? Should I be calmer? Should we quiet down? Should I be someone else to match this space? But a tree shouldn't make you question your rhythm, especially not the one that guards your... Oh, the Bodhi tree doesn't do chaos. It doesn't adapt. It expects calm. It radiates contemplation. It belongs near prayer, pause, and inner journey, not soccer cleats and Amazon packages. That's not an insult to the tree. It's a defense of the people living near it. Because if you've ever felt out of sync with your own house, this could be why. You've brought in a stillness that doesn't make space for movement. And that movement, your laughter, your stress, your imperfect, beautiful daily life, it matters more than any symbol. You shouldn't have to quiet your family to match a tree. A tree should rise to meet your life, not the other way around. So here's what I suggest. If you have a Bodhi tree near your home entrance, take a moment to reflect. Does the space feel still in a healing way or in a pressured way? Do you feel more grounded or more tense? Is this tree supporting your life or silently judging it? If it feels like the latter, consider a shift. Relocate the tree to a quieter corner of the yard, somewhere it can be honored, without overshadowing, or swap it for something with softer presence, something less ceremonial, more connective. And if you don't have one yet but feel drawn to its symbolism, remember, you can carry peace in your home through intention, through a quiet moment on the couch, through a photo, a small bonsai, a painting. The energy of stillness doesn't require the weight of a full tree in the wrong place. Your threshold is not a shrine, it's a channel. It should hold you, not hold you back. Sacred doesn't mean silent, and spiritual doesn't mean static. A home alive with love, imperfection, motion, that's sacred too. So if you've been wondering why something feels off, why there's an invisible ask to behave, to shrink, to calm down in a space meant for freedom, look outside. That tree may be whispering peace, but peace can become pressure when placed at the wrong door. Choose harmony that moves with you. Let stillness find its corner, not stand in the way. Because peace, like a home, should fit your life, not force it. Part 8. Oleander, beautiful to the eye, poison to the energy. You've seen them. Oleanders line highways, hotel gardens, even suburban fences. Their blossoms are stunning, soft pinks, bright whites, vivid reds. They look like they belong in a postcard. But here's what most people don't know: the entire plant is toxic. Every part of it, the stem, the leaves, even the flower that makes you pause. It's beauty that carries danger. And when planted near the entrance of a home, it introduces more than just visual charm. It whispers confusion into the energy of your space. I met a woman in California who planted 2 oleanders on either side of her walkway. It felt like symmetry, she said, like a soft invitation. But over time, her mornings felt off. It's like I'm walking into a smile that doesn't feel real, she admitted. Her kids avoided touching the petals. Her pets were kept away. She began to feel like she was decorating with something she feared. And that fear, even unspoken, started shaping how she approached her own home. Here's the thing: beauty should feel like safety, not suspicion, not caution. When you walk into your home, your shoulders should drop, not tense. But oleander gives a message that says, look, but don't touch, admire, but don't get close. That kind of duality, inviting yet harmful, creates static in your home's emotional field. It tells your subconscious, this place looks good, but don't trust it fully. And that mistrust spreads, not in big dramatic ways, but in quiet discomfort. You might start feeling irritable without cause. Visitors might compliment your garden, but never linger. There's a disconnect between appearance and energy, and that disconnect matters, because your front yard sets the tone for everything inside. When the first thing people see is a plant known for its poison, even if it's beautiful, they walk in slightly guarded. And so do you. In American homes, we prize presentation. Curb appeal matters, but emotional clarity matters more. When something so beautiful hides something so harmful, it's not just a gardening choice, it's a metaphor. A front entrance should say, you are safe here, you are welcome here. Oleander says you're being watched carefully. It also sends mixed signals to children. You teach them, don't touch that flower. But to them, it's the most attractive thing in sight. That contradiction starts early. What looks lovely may hurt you. It's not the lesson most people want at their door. So what can be done? If you already have oleander planted, take a moment of honest reflection. Does it bring you joy, or does it bring maintenance, warning signs, and quiet dread? Have your pets or children been kept at a distance? Have guests ever hesitated near it? These aren't coincidences. These are signals. You don't have to rip it out overnight, but you can shift. Replace it with plants that carry both beauty and warmth, lavender, camellia, magnolia. Or create separation. Move oleander to a back corner where it's admired from afar, not brushed against daily. And if you're drawn to oleander because it makes your yard look upscale, ask yourself why beauty must come with danger. There's a kind of beauty that breathes life and a kind that holds its breath. Choose the one that matches your values. Because here's the truth: what surrounds your home shapes how you live inside it. A flower shouldn't make you cautious. A plant shouldn't require constant defense. If it does, it's not an accent, it's an intruder. Quiet, charming, but emotionally taxing. And most importantly, beauty shouldn't come at the cost of trust. You don't have to settle for appearances that unsettle your instincts. You can have gorgeous, vibrant, blooming spaces and feel safe walking through them barefoot, curious, unguarded. Look at your entrance now. really look? Do you feel embraced, or do you feel like you've designed a space you must monitor? Oleander teaches us something powerful. Not all that dazzles is meant to stay. And sometimes the hardest thing to uproot is not the plant, but the illusion that it's harmless just because it's lovely. This is where you choose to let beauty support your peace, not confuse it. To plant what feels like ease, not like a warning with petals. And to come home to yourself, not just a curated view, but a space that breathes with truth, safety, and softness. That's not just good design. That's emotional clarity, and every home deserves that, including yours. So many of us spend our lives trying to build homes that feel good without always knowing why they don't. We light candles, repaint walls, add new furniture. But sometimes the answer isn't inside the house, it's what's rooted just outside. The silent branches, the fallen leaves, the shadows that arrive before we do. Each of these trees, cactus, fig, willow, oleander, tells a story. Not just in shape or symbolism, but in how they make us feel, in how they set the tone for every entrance, every exit. They can bless or burden, uplift or unground, and often we don't notice until we're already carrying the weight they placed quietly at our door. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. It's about asking, what is this plant teaching my space? What energy is it anchoring here? It's about understanding that beauty isn't always benevolence, and that harmony isn't just about how something looks, but how it lives with us. Your home is not just walls and furniture. It's breath, it's memory. It's where you rise each morning and return each night. It deserves surroundings that support that rhythm, not sabotage it. And if you've watched until now, you already know this isn't just about landscaping. It's about listening to your body, to your breath, to the way light lands on your doorstep. It's about choosing what truly feeds your peace. Thank you for staying, for feeling, for noticing what most people overlook. I hope your home grows softer, lighter, more yours. And may every tree you plant from this day forward be one that rises with you, not against you.